wanted to take a moment today as part of congratulating our graduates. I want to thank those that have helped those students achieve that benchmark of basically either gaining a certificate or degree at this point because of the considerable increase in difficulty to get there, considering the conversion to online teaching. So thank you all. Also, this is finals week, and having been in higher ed for over 30 years, I remember vividly from my days teaching in the classroom just how stressful finals can be for students and, for that matter, for our faculty and staff. So I hope that you're all doing well. This is Tuesday. It's not quite half the way through our finals week, but I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you all remember to take a break and do some stress reduction, whether it's deep breathing or what have you. I know our student nurse, Nurse Kelly, has basically posted a short video online this week that you might all want to take a look at to help with stress reduction. Something else that may help reduce stress is the concept of funding. You've all been aware of the work we've been doing here at Reedley to help distribute CARES funding. A lot of that has already been sent out. And as I've mentioned before, the district foundation has also started an emergency fund, literally a student emergency fund, where we gathered upwards of $70,000 for students that don't qualify for our CARES Act funding. And also got some important news this afternoon from our foundation that we have a new financial support program in place through CalViva. They've contributed $80,000 to the district, and of that, Reedley College will be able to realize 14 additional $1,000 scholarships for this coming year. So that's all good news for our students. And Chris Cortez, are you on with me this afternoon?
Yes, I'm here.
Chris, would you like to give the students an update on how we're doing with CARES and, for that matter, the Student Emergency Fund that's available to them?
Sure. For our first round of emergency grants, we gave money to 3,800 students. We did not give out all of our money. So those that haven't applied, we've been encouraging students to still apply for financial aid, fill out the FAFSA, because we do still have money left over that we plan to disperse for spring and possibly summer. We're working with the foundation for other grants and scholarships available to other students. And I would just tell everybody, if you haven't applied, definitely fill out the FAFSA. 2019-20 is available till June 30th. And then the new FAFSA for fall 2021 is also open, and you should do that one as soon as possible.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And if you have any other questions, please put them in the chat room for us, and we'll take them one at a time. Today we had a couple of things going on campus, one of which was another one of our food distribution opportunities through our food pantry. And wanted to see if Lisa was on with us today. Are you there? If she's not, then I'll just basically summarize that this was the last of our spring semester food distributions through the pantry, but we're going to be doing several over the summer as well. So stay tuned and look on our website for additional opportunities to basically come by the campus. We've been serving students through Lot B. You can drive right up, and basically a bag of food can be placed in your car, and it's just that easy. So we just ask that you identify yourself as a student based upon your student ID. George, I see you on. Do you have any other comments about our food efforts?
I do. Good afternoon, everybody. We had 114 people drive up, either students or members of the community, come out and get a box of food. The bookstore donated some chips, which was nice. The leftover food from the Bitwise distribution was a lot of produce. They donated their excess food, and we got rid of everything, which was great. And at the end, we opened it up to the community. Because we had so much left over, and we had a lot of students come by already. We had plenty of food left over, and the Bitwise food is for the community anyway. So we said, hey, we'll just open it up to everybody, and got rid of it all, and got finished at around 1 o'clock or so. Lots of great volunteers. Campus police helped out, activities, our student volunteers. Vanessa Lave was out there, as well as Lisa and myself and Dan Kilbert. Just a great teamwork effort again, and looking forward to do it again in the summer. I don't have a date or a time specifically for the next one, but we definitely want to continue this.
So thanks, George. I just wanted to mention again that this is a resource available to any student, whether you're a dual enrolled high school student or whether you're a face-to-face or online student here at the college. If you have need for food resources, please stay up to date with us as far as what dates we're distributing, and come on by. It's just that easy. No questions asked, and it's certainly available to you. Also today, we were doing Tiger Awards across the parking lot in Lot B. And last week, Thursday and Friday, we had the Athletic Torch Awards. So we've been able to celebrate academic achievement for our athletes as of last week at the Dean and President's level award based upon their level of academic achievement. And today we had the discipline and program level recognition for specific students that were recommended by their faculty or others to receive a special Tiger Award. So congratulations to everyone that received awards either last week or this week. And by the way, we also had special recognition for our veteran students last Friday afternoon as well. So I like to refer to this as the season of sheet cakes, where we get to celebrate everybody's accomplishment. And again, congratulations to anyone and everyone that has managed to achieve graduation and special recognition over these last couple of weeks. At this point, I'd like to turn my attention back to the next terms, both summer and fall, and encourage you that if you are staying with us and going to continue to take additional courses, there's still time to sign up through our online registration process for summer. And also fall enrollments are opening as well, based upon your various appointment dates and times. I'd just like to mention, as far as the two terms, summer is going to be entirely online, if you remember from our previous discussions, and the information available through our website. But for fall, all community colleges, all CSUs and UCs within the Central Valley have announced that we're basically going to offer a mostly online program. Now, what does that actually mean? Mostly online for Reedley might be a little different from some of the other colleges. We are going to offer some skills classes this coming fall. We're going to offer some other sections of fairly traditional face-to-face classes as well. So we don't have all of that mapped out yet. We're going to be continuing to work on this through the summer, working on our procedures to make sure that if you are going to participate in a face-to-face class, you're going to do it safely. You're going to have a safe environment to work in and to study in as well. So Dale Van Dam, are you with us this afternoon? I think Dale had a conflict, might not be able to speak with us on the specifics of that, but again, follow announcements through your email, your district email, also through the website for further information about exactly what fall will look like. But there will be changes coming according to which classes you're interested in and whether or not we'll be offering them face-to-face or online. We'll be probably offering a wide range of opportunities between hybrid labs, face-to-face labs, etc., depending upon the discipline. So it'll be important to look for your particular classes that you're interested in to see exactly how we're going to be delivering those in fall. But please be aware, there will be some online and face-to-face classes available with this coming fall semester. With that, Stephen Coder, are you here today? I see you in a nice little square on my screen.
I'm here.
Good to see you.
Dr. Buckley.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad.
Are you excited about graduation?
I am. I'm ready. I have about two more finals to take online and about one more paper, short little paper. But once that's over with, I'm done. There it is.
And it'll feel good, I'm sure.
Oh, it's gonna feel good, and it'll all be done. My birthday's on Thursday, so it'll all be done before then. I'll be able to sit back, relax, and celebrate.
Well, happy birthday in advance.
Oh, thank you. So our chat's been going on. Oh, thank you, Melanie. We had a couple, and Chris, thank you so much for answering these questions. But I'm going to verbally announce some of the questions and the answers for the students that can't see the chat. One of the questions was, how do we submit financial documents, and especially documents that you might need to sign? And the financial aid office says you can scan them, you can email them, fax them, or even just send hard copies by the regular mail. but check out the Maine Financial Aid website that's in the Reedley College link for all the methods you can use. One of the other things is, are disabled students able to receive CARES funding? And yes, they are. So make sure that if you have not received any CARES funding yet and you believe that you should have, that you contact the financial aid office to get that squared away.
In particular, just as a follow-up to that, if you were a financial aid recipient this past year, you should have automatically qualified for CARES because you would have filled out a FAFSA. The FAFSA was really that document that we use to evaluate your status to meet what we call Title IV conditions. So if you feel that you have dollars coming, feel free to inquire with our financial aid office and they can update you on your status or give you additional information.
Yeah, thank you. So students, if you have any other questions, please drop them in the chat or just raise your hand in the participant section of the Zoom chat. Right now, there are no other questions, Dr. Buckley. I do have a couple for you though. First is for students that are wanting to watch the graduation. Could you give us a little update on how the graduation is going to go down on Friday?
Very good. And I appreciate that because some additional statistics, we had over 260 students submit pictures as of the deadline of 5 o'clock last Friday evening. And as you had reviewed in the last student town hall meeting, the graduation video will be available starting at 6 p.m. this Friday evening on May 22nd. And George, would you like to give us some specifics as to how they can best find the link for that?
Sure, we're going to create a link for it. Our IT department, specifically James Davis and I are working on that now, and we'll get that out hopefully by tomorrow for the exact link. The video is still in production, but it's, at this point, it's just a matter of putting the rest of the photos in, dropping them in, and getting that going. It's going to be about, I'm going to assume about an hour and 15 minutes. We had not only 260 plus photos, but also 30 messages from faculty and staff, which is very encouraging. For instructors, the STEM team, the library team, Math Center folks, everybody has definitely pitched in and trying to make this as memorable as possible considering the circumstances. But I think everyone's gonna like what we came up with, and we can't wait to show it to everybody. And we'll preview it in our commencement meeting tomorrow to make sure there's no errors with it or misspellings or anything like that.
And George, as I remember, when it airs for the first time on Friday evening, students and family can actually log in and make comments while the film is running. Is that correct?
Right, that's correct. Hopefully all positive. I'm thinking it will be, since this is a celebration. And then once it's done running live, we will keep it on our YouTube page and people can go back and watch it over and over again as many times as they want, because it'll stay on the page. We have no plans to delete it ever, at least for the foreseeable future. And we'll leave it up there for people to continue to watch. And all the photos that I did get from students, and Leah Unruh in my department created a nice little border around those photos. I'm going to individually email all those photos back to the students so they can also have that as well. And we're also working on a t-shirt with the bookstore staff that students can purchase. That's in the design phase. We hope to get that out soon.
That's great, George. Now, can the students actually download the video?
They can from YouTube. It could be completely downloadable. I think we have to remove some sort of give people permission to do that. But I'll look into that.
All right.
But like I said, you can continue to watch it over and over again, and I'll email those photos with the borders out in the next couple weeks.
Okay, and I presume the link will be available from our website, correct? Maybe the main page?
Right, we'll put the link to the YouTube virtual commencement video on our website and all of the social media. I'll ask Amanda Tainer to put the link also on Canvas so we can get the word out to everybody that we will have it ready.
Very good, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, that did answer some of the questions that are in the chat too. They're asking, can their families be able to see the virtual ceremony, especially those that are out of town? So if they just follow that link they can copy that link off of the Reedley College website and email that to their family or anything like that, right, George?
That's right. We'll have the link up. And once again, if it starts at 6, but if you get in there and watch it 6:20, 6:25, don't worry about it. We'll have it from start to finish on the page when we're done showing it for the first time live.
Awesome. Yeah, but definitely if you can make it for live and add some comments, I bet those will be definitely appreciated for some students that are watching it. Dr. Buckley, we have a question about PE classes. Will those be some of the classes that might be done face-to-face? Sorry, lost my train of thought there.
In general, I'm going to say yes. We're not going to return completely to campus. We're probably going to see a variety of classes in PE that are either offered virtual. I know we've had some individual training opportunities for the athletic team members to train at home. So they have social distancing, but I imagine that we are, from what I remember, offering some of the call it open air type classes, like walking classes and certain things where there aren't contact sports involved. So there'll be social distancing, but we will have some open air PE classes. Yes.
Awesome. Now, as students are starting to register for fall, could you give us an update? Like all of the fall classes right now, they do say like a time. There's like a time and stuff like that. So could you give like clarification why that's still the case and if we are transitioning?
Yeah, we're actually in the process of doing a very careful analysis of what faculty can and cannot offer either face-to-face or online, and also doing a very careful analysis of our facility. I can't describe to you how complicated it is to apply a social distancing formula to a classroom. If you can think back to your being in maybe the smallest classroom you had a class in, and think about having 6 feet distance around you to the next nearest student, how many chairs would that remove from that classroom? And now you begin to see exactly what we're faced with. So we're going to be using facilities like the Forum Hall and other large classroom areas where we can actually create quite a bit of space between students. We may even get creative, and I say may, with possibly using a video link between classrooms so you can have more than one classroom linked to the same instructor. So even though you're on campus, the instructor might be in the next room over and may circulate back and forth during the actual class. That's what's been proposed. And let me just say again, faculty are literally informing us of what they would like to do and how they feel they can offer a safe face-to-face environment. But remember again, for the record, the majority of our classes will remain online. We're going to take a sample of classes and put them face-to-face where we can have that appropriate social distancing and provide basically a safe environment based upon the County Department of Health recommendations and CDC guidelines.
Awesome. Now, what about the departments on campus? Are they going to still be remotely working? And are the hours going to be the same for summer and also for fall? I know one of the students is asking about DSPNS again.
Yeah, it's a very good question. We will have some face-to-face representation for fall for all of our programs, but for the summer, everything will remain online. So the only major difference for summer is the campus will only be operating in a limited capacity on a 4-day work week. We're right now assessing what's called a 410 schedule, which means we can actually turn off the air conditioning in all of our buildings on Friday through Sunday. And why is that? Because if you've been watching the news, you realize that along with the COVID-19 health crisis, there's been a tremendous downturn in the economy. And that's being represented as a 10% cut in budget to all the California community colleges. So we're doing everything we can to save money, to be able to maintain our classes for students in the various terms. So one of the ways we're going to be doing that is by actually reducing the number of people on campus, primarily Friday through Sunday, as I said, so we can literally close the campus. I should also mention, though, we're also taking special measures to make sure that we have the ability to supervise the campus while we're all away. We're actually expanding our digital if you will, surveillance of the campus. So for those folks that intend to do us harm, please be aware we're keeping an eye on the place. We have direct links to our local police and sheriff's departments, so don't get any ideas.
Some students just want to be that much closer to the learning.
That's right. Well, I understand, and we certainly want to encourage that for those that want to do it in the right way.
Yes. And then there was another question about if you qualify for the BOG waiver, are you still eligible for CARES? And it's definitely depends on the certain situation. So if you think you might be or that you might qualify, definitely reach out to the financial aid. In regards to the question that I asked earlier, Dr. Buckley, about the specific time of each class, it's still on the web advisor. Are we going to be seeing, because I know a lot of teachers this semester, it was hard for them to transfer over, and just the transition was so quick. Now that they've had time, are we going to be seeing more possible like Zoom lectures during those times, because those are the allotted times? Because I know some students just like to get that learning experience rather than just going back and reading slides. If the teacher is actually communicating that, it goes a long way.
So your question is a little complicated, so I'll do my best to kind of peel the skin of the onion away to say that, number one, we've been offering a lot more training for faculty to be more effective online. We want to offer the best quality classes that we can. I know our faculty certainly want that. And as you say, this semester it was a sudden crisis that forced us to change to online. And so therefore we did the best we could in a 4-day period to make that change happen. But now we have a lot more time to prepare, have had a lot more time to prepare for both summer and again for the coming fall semesters. So our instructional designers, who you've already heard their name once, Amanda Tainer is one, and Kevin Scritchfield is the other. They've been working very hard to offer additional training programs for our faculty to help them get ready for this upcoming fall and spring semester. So what I will say as far as the exact times and locations of these courses, those will be released pretty much all at one point in time once we've reached agreement with all the faculty as to how these classes will be produced and how they'll be conveyed to students. So once we have our final agreement on all that particular plan, we'll be updating the website, we'll be updating the schedule, and everybody will basically receive information pretty much at the same time in a number of different modes. We'll be sending out emails to the district accounts. We'll be sending out probably a text message to look at the website and to look at the schedule again. So we'll be communicating very actively once this information becomes available. And students will have a great deal more time to prepare for what's coming in terms of those changes that we'll be proposing.
We have another specific question about classes that might be held face-to-face. Any word on art classes? More specifically, this person wants to know Art 36A.
Tracy, are you possibly online with us today? Okay, she's not with us, but I'll just say that in general, any class that has a skills component will have at least some part of their class meeting face-to-face, most likely. They might not have the entire class face-to-face, but they'll have some parts of it face-to-face so they can basically practice those skills. A good example is actually in ceramics, where you don't have potter's wheels at home and you don't have a kiln at home. I don't think your oven would be quite hot enough. So in that case, we're going to get everybody together to basically do that final work, certainly with the technology they need here on campus.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely don't have a spare spot potter's wheel at my house, so you landed that one. I did hear earlier that we still have CARES money, and the CARES money will possibly go into summer and fall. I guess this would probably be another question for Chris, but are there any requirements for students to do anything? Because I know for this semester, they were just automatically, if they qualified, they got money. Is that going to be the same requirement going forward?
Yeah, right now there's no application or anything they need to do. Just apply for financial aid and enroll for summer.
Awesome. Awesome. That makes it a lot easier. And then I see Vanessa's on the line, and Liz, the glue that holds student activities together, was also out there handing out boxes earlier. But if they can just enlighten us on how pantry hours are going to be working throughout the summer and then back into the fall for students to be getting, or for students to still receive food.
Stephen, this is Vanessa. So beginning Tuesday, May 26th, we are going to change our pantry hours a little bit. We're going to be open Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 to 11, just because it does warm up a bit. So we'll be out there for in the morning. And then I will be placing biweekly orders so that we can make sure that the pantry stays stocked throughout the summer. And then we'll be, in the fall, we'll go back and we'll increase those hours again.
Very good. Thanks, Vanessa.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. The other agricultural classes, I'm guessing those are more skill component based, right? So those might be hybrid or still somewhat face-to-face.
Yeah, I think hybrid's a good term. The lecture components will probably be online, but labs will most likely be face to face. I know that even in the sciences, even there, they're taking a look at which labs have to be done face to face and which ones can be done online. So I can't give you a single answer. I think every discipline will come up with a slightly different solution as far as how to meet the students' needs.
And do you know timeline wise for students that they'll know for sure if this class is going to be a hybrid or completely online or not?
Well, I'm imagining that we're going to have to get this done in the next few weeks at the very most. I was hoping to actually get it done by the end of this week, but that's probably not entirely possible because of the complexity of the facilities question. So I don't want to commit to a time, especially if Dale's not online with us this afternoon, because this is really Dale's team that's working on this along with, he's our Vice President of Instruction, and along with our Vice President of Student Services, Renee Craig Marius. They're working through all the details with their two teams to make sure that we can do this effectively.
Awesome. So I'm going to make a last call for questions for any students that are on here, because we're out of questions in the chat. So this will be the last call. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat or just raise your hand in the participant section of the Zoom call. And I see on here, Mrs. Cornell from the chemistry department, she did make a comment that says the instructors are going to try and hold Zoom lectures at the time that the lectures were scheduled, but they're also going to be recorded for those that can't make those times. So they're going to be flexible. They're trying to hold face-to-face meetings like science labs at the same time that they're currently scheduled on WebAdvisor. So thank you for that comment, Mrs. Cornell. Yeah, so that looks to be about it. Dr. Buckley?
Well, let me just make a comment while we wait to see if we get any more questions. I said this at our last town hall, and I just wanted to reiterate it one more time. You've all gone through something that's probably a once in a generation experience. And I don't know if I can convey to you how important your participating with us has been during that time, because you've learned things well beyond what you would normally learn just in a classroom. You've learned skills that are going to basically carry you forward through your career and through the rest of your lives, in terms of the idea of being able to troubleshoot, problem solve, adjust to a changed environment. We do this, frankly, throughout our lives, but in this particular circumstance, we had it all happen together at one point in time. And those skills that you have learned now to adapt and succeed are so critically important to your future. And I congratulate you as much on that as I congratulate you on graduating as well, those of you that are going to be leaving us.
Awesome, thank you. So we had 2 questions that entered real quick. Is there going to be another student town hall meeting? I know we're transitioning to summer, but can we still expect to hear some more student town halls?
Yeah, this is the last for the spring semester since this is finals week, but we will schedule several opportunities during the summer session. I can't guarantee we're going to do them every week, but we're going to have several opportunities at the bare minimum, especially as we get closer to fall, so we can answer questions about the upcoming fall term. All right.
And if there's questions from now until then, best way to send those questions?
Well, we can either accept email directly to my office, or anyone that would be appropriate, be it a student services department or an instructional department. We also still have our digital information center that's running, so we'll be staffing that through the summer to some degree, probably fewer hours than we've done during the regular term. Then, of course, we have the switchboard. We've been getting quite a bit of traffic over the switchboard over the past few days as we get into summer and fall enrollments.
Awesome. And Serena just put that the online info center is open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Fridays from 8 to 5. All you have to do is go to the Reedley College page and it'll link you to the info centers. Definitely use that. And if there is a town hall that's going to be scheduled, that'll probably be up on Canvas and through student email, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll
So
advertise
students
it
will be
very broadly.
notified. Yes. And then there was one other question. How will having this fall semester online and some courses that just not being offered, how will that affect transfer? And will the CSU and UCs understand?
Well, as I said at the outset, and maybe I should just review this concept. Every Friday for the past, probably 10 weeks, we've been meeting through the Central Valley Higher Education Consortium. In that consortium, we have UC Merced, we have the 3 CSU campuses, and we have all the community colleges here in the Central Valley meeting as one. And by the way, we also include the private universities like Fresno Pacific, Brandman, and others. So we all meet together virtually every Friday, and we talk about these things. And so we're speaking with one voice. When we decide that we're going to be mostly online, we're doing it for the same reason. We're basically trying to protect the public health. So yes, anything that we offer here will be equally transferable to a CSU or a UC because we've already basically decided on those particular standards.
Awesome, thank you. And then Roy from the bookstore just said that a reminder, the bookstore is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the buyback window. That's on the west side in between, or over there by the EOP&F side. That's on the shipping and receiving. The cap and gowns are still for sale. If you still want a cap and gown, you can definitely go over there and get your cap and gown to go take your pictures and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Roy for all the support he's given us during these difficult times. I still see a lot of people out there by Clyde taking their picture in their regalia. So come on down, get a cap and gown, and go get a picture with Clyde. It's important.
Yeah,
It's part of
yeah.
history.
Definitely. Thank you, Roy. And Roy, do we have a timeline on possibly when we might see the class of 2020 shirts? I think he's on there. And then there is in the chat, someone just wanted to say thanks to everyone on campus that has helped me during my journey. It has been a wonderful experience. So from the students to all the faculty that are on this call, thank you so much for all that you've done in easing the transition to online learning. As I said last time, it is greatly appreciated and your work does not go unnoticed.
We have a pretty special team here at Reedley.
Definitely.
Hey,
Very
sorry,
proud
I
to
was
work
on
with them.
mute. Sorry about that.
That's okay, Roy. Take it away.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Just to answer your question, I did send a sample over to George today. I guess as soon as he gives me some ideas, I'll have the sample shirt for tomorrow for the commencement meeting.
Very good.
Awesome. And when we do get them in, or can we blast that out to students? And I'm sure anyone can purchase these, right? Faculty.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it where it's just 2020 and not class of 2020. That's an idea that I was going to present to you. If you can give me your email, Stephen, I can go ahead and send you the sample that I have.
Awesome. I will do that.
Just go ahead and type it in the
We'll
room to me, and I'll send it. All right.
Sounds good. All right. I think that is it, Dr. Buckley. I do not see anything else in the chat. As I said earlier, thank you so much for all that you've done for this transition. I know it wasn't easy, especially in your first year at a new university or a new college. But yeah, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. As I've said, my journey here at Reedley College, although it's coming to its end, has been phenomenal, and it's because of all the people that are on this call. So Thank
Well,
you.
Stephen, thank you for what you've contributed. We really do have a community here on this campus, and I've truly enjoyed my first year here working with our faculty, staff, and administrators, and with our students especially. So thank you for what you've contributed.
And I second that. This is Belinda. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right, looks like we're done. All right, well,
Awesome. Sounds great.
everybody tune in on Friday and see commencement, okay? We'll see you
Sounds
soon.
great.
Thank you. Bye.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Thank you. Go Tigers.